Welcome to Misfit Mom Warrior Show! And this is a show where moms, obviously moms in the entrepreneur space, and tend to be more so in the MLM, network marketing, multi-level marketing, whatever the flip they call it these days, and that sort of thing, because they're rather unfulfilled in their day-to-day lives, whether it be a job or whether it is a homemaker or a housewife. They're rather unfulfilled. You remember the show Desperate Housewives? There was that one wife in there that was like a baller, badass worker at the one agency club place, and she was like a stay-at-home mom, and she was miserable all day long. She was like, I hate this. And so the husband lost his job, and so she went back to work and all that. Yeah, it's like that. It's like that. What the misfit mom warrior is. And which tend to be in the MLM space. And I show you how to branch out from the MLM space. Show you how to actually keep going with that if you want. And bring your message to the world. Change lives, help people, make a little money on the side, make your own money, get your own freedoms, grab your own permission. You don't have to ask permission if you want to go buy that pair of shoes that you really like. You don't have to make sure it's in the budget, make sure the husband thinks it's okay. No! You're the entrepreneur. You're the misfit. You make your own way. And I'm just going to show you how. I don't know about you, but I don't like bugging friends and family about the MLM product. I don't like bugging them. I don't like... they're sick. The mom warrior's sick of blasting their friends and family with their product again and again and again. And they'd rather not go up to random strangers and tell them, you should buy this. And they're kind of shy, kind of introvert. They don't want to come across as salesy and slimy and pushy, all that stuff. So what's the mom to do? That's why this show exists. Buckle up. Oh, this is Coach Spiegel. Who's this guy? Who's this crazy dude? This is Coach Spiegel. I am the world's most energy-full and excited coach. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you how to do all of that. Let's get to it. Good morning, Misfit Mom Warriors. This is your Coach Spiegel here, and we're going to get right to it. And this is Coach Spiegel. I'm the world's most enthusiastic trainer / coacher of amazing moms in network marketing. Wanting to understand that the business is kind of broken right out of the box, and they're looking for a better way. They're looking to build a brand, build a company, build a business around their network marketing deal, product, recruitment, whatever. We more so focus on the product because the product could change lives. And the money side's okay, but turns out the people that make the best recruiters, the business opportunity side, are the ones that are fans of your product first. Just so you know, give you a heads up, there's going to be a turning of the guard where the government, the FDA, the NFC, the FDA, the FIFA, soccer players are getting in on it too. And the government and your senator and your nuclear representative and your House of Representative and your apartment representative and your student council where your kids go to school, they're all getting in on this too. They're all going to be making sure that they're going to be cutting down big time on the... Did I just lose you? You're just like, what was that? It'll make sense in a second here. Hold on. So they're cutting down on the business opportunity side where they want network marketers focused on the product. They do not like... There's already like heavily laws against it. Like you got to be really careful about income claims. That's why people try to go on Facebook and try to go on Google Ads and try to like do blog posts and SEO it, and they just get shut down left and right by Google, get shut down left and right by Facebook, because they're like claiming, make $100 a day by not doing nothing, giving away this, giving away that. And besides, that just attracts the freebie seekers, just the tire kickers, just the ones that, do you really want those on your team, Mom? Do you want the people that like, oh, I don't know, making money? Well, how many people do you talk to this month? None. Well, how many people have you shared knowledge with, shared some information with? None. How many blog posts have you written? None. How many videos have you recorded and boosted them for $1? Just helping people out? None. Well, I'm quit. I'm out of here. I'm not making any money. People that just want a lottery ticket signing up. So, anyways, yeah, this is for the people that understand that. I show you how to you build yourself a nice little business, a nice little brand called Attraction Based Marketing, with the idea of attraction-based marketing behind you, within you, upon you, and then you see where your MLM product fits into that. Oh, did I just blow your mind? Now you control everything. Now you literally control it all. How cool is that? Go to freeabmcourse.com. I'll show you kind of how that all goes down. If you're a big fan of Katniss and Hunger Games, she was the most badass attraction-based marketer of all time. And she's going to be our teacher. We're actually going to learn how she did it. Hold on, let me take a quick little swig of water. I am kombucha-less today without my kombucha. I drank all my coffee. Hold on. Before we get to the meat of today's episode, 3 tips about closing here before I forget. You know how I like to get off on a side tangent. Let me give you these 3 tips. They got nothing to do with closing scripts, the words, this or that, blah, blah. It's kind of like snipering. Closing is kind of like snipering. If you know anything about snipers, it's not who's the best puller of the trigger and shooter. Bob Lee Swagger, if you know anything about Bob Lee Swagger. Or Jack Reacher, if you're a fan of Tom Cruise and Jack Reacher, they're big-time snipers. What makes the sniper so deadly is the brain, is their spotter next to him, is like knowing the exact position to be in, knowing all the in and outs of the weather and the air temperature and the wind, and knowing where that person's going to be, lining up that spot, lining up that shot. And then the final puller of the trigger is kind of like that. And then from there, it's kind of like they're breathing. And they hold their breath and all that stuff. But they got to be in that position in the first place to actually pull that trigger. So it's kind of like that. So 3 tips here concerning that. Everybody gets lost in that. Number 1, sort over close. Okay? Number 1, make sure your goal is to close everybody. Okay, let me give you these 3 and then we'll dive into them good and nice and deep. Okay, Misfit Mama here. Okay, this applies for your network marketing. This also applies to your selling anything. Selling anything. You're selling your kids on how to eat some vegetables. Selling your husband about how he should take you out to dinner for this coming Friday night, and you've been wanting to do it for a while. Oh my gosh, you gotta read Secrets of Closing the Sale. Zig Ziglar's wife does 2 bombastic closes on Zig that he never even saw coming. That he just wow. That was good. And she's not even like a salesperson, quote unquote salesperson, or in the selling profession. And just knowing, I think just hanging around Zig, she understood a couple of the closing secrets. Secrets of Closing the Sale by Zig Ziglar. I'll share with you some other time. Number 2, so you're sorting. The person standing in front of you is qualified, is motivated, is interested, is warmed up already. Like they're familiar with you and your story, and they trust you. How many check boxes was that? Otherwise, don't talk to them. Go waste your time. It's probably the top mistake. You get over this one? All right, sorry. I can't get over that first one because I'm probably going to dive deep into that one. That's number 1. Sort over close. Find them. Uncover them. Don't try to turn a 1-star into a 5-star. Don't try to turn a skeptic into a believer. Don't try to person that hates you, that hates network marketing. It's a pyramid scheme. Person that sucks at business and sucks at life, and you're trying to rescue them. If you just do this, you just do this, and you just do this, everything's going to be okay for you. Dude, they've not been doing something right up till now, and it's not their fault. It's not your fault. You want to rescue them, you want to save them. Some people just refuse to believe. Kind of what I was telling you earlier. Did you do this? No. Did you go and talk to that person? No. Did you record that video that helped that person out? No. Did you read that book I told you to go read? No. I wonder why you're struggling. People you can give them the steps to, and they're still not going to do it. So you can try and bang your head against the wall, trying to get them to see you, trying to persuade them, trying to get them going. Ultimately, you're better off just going out and finding somebody that is. There's more people with problems that are looking, Mom. They're looking for solutions. They're waiting for you. There's more people waiting for you to get to them than there are people that, like yourself, that are heroes willing to rise up and meet them. So that's number one. Number two is use your tools, okay? Don't be a bombastic salesperson. Don't be super charismatic. Don't have a beautiful... You already got a beautiful face. So that's going to be hard to overcome. But don't let, it's called the superstar mistake, is, if you're so good and you're trying to recruit people and trying to turn them into awesome superstars themselves, and yet you're just a go-getter, you're just getting after, you got to use stuff like a system that's duplicatable. That's just here, tell them this stuff, add in your own stuff here, but use the tools, use the presentations, use, let them, redraw it, let them, redo it in their own words, but it's use those tools to help them out. Give them the same lessons, too, to sift and sort. Don't just put their tool in front of anybody, and don't put the sizzle video, the magazine article. Dude, you're creating your own tools with your videos, with your Facebook Lives, with your helpful order of stuff. If you need help on that front, what to say in your Facebook videos so you don't come across as pushy and salesy and have it feel weird when you, have to transition to a sale. How do I, okay, I'm giving them some good content. I'm giving them the tips about, drink to lose weight, drink water. That's very bad. I would not advise doing that. Tips on how to lose weight. You have tips for more energy, tips for this or that. We'll talk about in episode 1 of your 5-day series of your free ABM course. Katniss demonstrates for us. And actually, day 1 is more Peta. Peta demonstrates for us, but it concerns Katniss. And that's day 1 of your free abmcourse.com, where I go into nice deep depth on that. So that's so use your tools, okay? If you're super charismatic, they're like, well, I can't do it because you're super good looking. You're like, yes, I am really good looking, but here's all you do. You just let them see the video. You just get them to the presentation, have them watch the presentation. Your top skill in network marketing is to be an inviter. Are you really good at inviting? Hey, this would be great for you. Practice the words you use to get somebody to, Eric Worre calls it the gateway skill. The gateway skill, it's the skill that unlocks all the other ones. It just unlocks your entire business. Invite to your piece of content, your helpful video, your magazine article that you found when you're sharing it on. And it doesn't have to be something that you create. You can just go find something on YouTube and share that up. And at the bottom, you just put in the captions. I would like you to record a video where you're like, hey, I found this awesome video. I shared it. Your video is literally 20 seconds long. Say, hey, this is so-and-so, and are you struggling with some energy? So I found this cool article, or I found this cool video on YouTube. Some 3 easy ways that you can work into your day right now and have more energy. And you just click you see it's just down below right there. And you can either copy and paste it and put it in the comments when you do that, or you can just have it be a carousel ad, and I'll show you kind of how to do that. I think that is day 1. I think I show you the carousel ad for day 1, where instead of a boost where you have to go open up an ads manager, we're getting a little technical with that. But so that way you are associated. If worst case scenario, you're in the comments, you copy and paste the video, and then in the comments you say, hey, this is a cool article I found about something. Or at the top of the header, you put that in the title. Put that in the title. I would like them to see your pretty face, though, okay? It's Facebook. You got to humanize it. That works for Facebook. I don't know too much about YouTube. But anyways, just use your tools, okay? Use those third-party tools. Use great... Hey, if they got medical studies, wow. If they got medical studies that prove something and proves a benefit that your target audience is looking for, let's say more energy. Let's say cut cravings. and you got a proven medical study. And so you have an article. So you go ahead on Facebook Live and you say, hey, I found this cool article. It's how to get more energy. And it kind of proves what you got to do to get more energy. But that little article kind of left out like what you can do about it. Just kind of proves that this stuff does it. So here, let me give you some tips about how to get more energy right here. And go check out that study then if you want. And then they go to the study, and then you follow up with them. Say, hey, did you catch out that study? You see whoever like shared it. You see whoever liked it. You go, you copy, paste your article. So be duplicatable with your third-party tools. That's your tip number 2. And tip number 3 is be hot and sexy. Be hot and sexy. All you're trying to do is find out who's open. And you do that by asking it, hey, are you open? That shouldn't be the very first thing that you ever say to a random stranger. Hey, are you open? Da, 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 da. It can be. It works. But now you're kind of interfering with that first rule. First rule of network marketing is you don't talk about network marketing. You call it something else. You call it sharing the experience. You call it circle of friends marketing. I don't know. Who did I hear it from that one time? Somebody actually went out and researched like all the other terms that people are using instead of like network marketing or MLM, multi-level marketing. And I don't know if attraction-based marketing counts in that, like slang words or words to use or not, because I show you how to build that business without even network marketing. Like you don't even need network marketing to be successful. Like network marketing is going to make it easier for you. It's going to be your helper, and it's going to help you better close a deal. And because by that time you're introducing your network marketing, you're already warmed up. They already trust you. They already love you. They're already one of your true tribe members. So it's kind of like, so that's why I teach you the attraction, the laws of attraction-based marketing. So anyways, yeah, be hot and sexy. So your job isn't to convert somebody that's a non-believer, somebody that's a skeptic, somebody that is a hater. Your job is to disqualify them right away and say, this is not for you. This is not fit for you. There's times where you're probably going to sign up. I've done it too. I signed up somebody. I'm like, I wish I didn't sign that person up. One bad apple can spoil the whole lot. It's like you kind of have to tell them. It makes things very awkward. You're like, especially in like Facebook, like, listen, I know I signed you up. I promised you all this stuff, but you're kind of a troublemaker, so I'm gonna have to let you go. And that's up to you and your company, like how that works, like to discontinue somebody like that. You could say, I could recommend you to this other friend, but yeah, we're going to have to divorce. We're going to have to part ways. And, of course, they're going to be angry because nobody likes getting rejected. Ooh, there's that fear of rejection again. If you got that fear of rejection going on, nobody likes to get rejected, so we retaliate back. It's like the guy that was, what's that Seinfeld episode where he's a bad breaker-upper, where Elaine was like, she was kind of dating that one guy, and then this random girl comes out of the door and just slaps him. Whoosh, just slaps him. And she's like, what? And all of a sudden, she was like super hot, attracted to him. And this is a lot has to do with tip 3 here, so don't you worry. And she was like, what did he do to get so much passion built up with him? Wow, he must really have it going on. And she was like on the fence with him before. Now she like really likes him, really wants him. But she couldn't stop thinking about like what happened. So she did some research. This is Elaine. She did some digging, and she comes to find out that he is a bad breaker upper. And so she's like, well, I can't have that because the chances of us staying together for life are very, very slim. So I gotta let him go because he's a bad breaker upper. It's kind of funny. Like she tries to, and then of course. She's like, wait for it. She breaks up with him, wait for it. And he's like, oh, yeah, big head. And she's like, big head? And she's like, it threw her off. And so she goes to talk to Jerry about it, goes to talk to George about it. She goes, yeah, I broke up with him. He's like, so how'd it go with the bad breaker-upper? She goes, he called me a big head. And they're like, how stupid, how ridiculous. Like, that's almost like a compliment. She's like, I know. I'm, like, really smart. It's like he called me really smart. I know. They're all laughing, having a good time about it. And then the thought got into her mind. And then she's like walking down the park, and a bird flew out of nowhere to smash Elaine in the head. Falls on the ground. There's a homeless guy sitting on the park bench. He's like, that was so strange. I've never seen that before. It was like he couldn't avoid your head. It was so big he couldn't avoid it. She's like, oh. And then she's like, there's a couple other instances. I think she's like going to try it on the hat or something like that, and it's like way too tight. And it's like affected her. And it like seeps in. It's like Inception. It's kind of what you want to do with your prospects and with your people. You want to, like, that one episode with George where he like invented that song, Costanza, and he like just kind of sang that song with all his girls, with all his prospects for girls. And I'm going to have a training series all about George, how George was, I don't know if he's a great attraction-based marketer, but he certainly had business in him. He was just kind of directing it the wrong ways. Even though he sucked at it as a businessman. Well, he's actually pretty brilliant if you look at what he did. Sorry, getting off subject. I'm going to start talking about George right now. And George was like, he invented that song, kind of like, what's a couple of tunes out there that you get stuck in your head, you can't get out? It's the song that never ends, goes on. Or the Disney song, the World one. It's a small world after all. Is that song going to be in your head all day now? Oh, I'm sorry, Misfit Mom. And so George used that song, used some sort of song to get into his prospect's mind, his prospective girls. And then they started calling him back. They're like, I can't get you out of my head. I don't know why. So brilliant. Anyway, so that's what was going on in Elaine with the big-headed. So she's like, he's a bad breaker-upper. So you're going to have prospects, recruits of yours, either on the product or in the biz op opportunity there for the money-making side. You're going to have prospects that are going to be bad breaker-uppers. They're going to be horrible breaker-uppers that are going to like attack your team because they're going to be friends with your team. So it's kind of like, how do you politely let them down? And that could be its own training all its own. How to divorce team members that are cancers and do it nicely without having it becoming worse. That could be a pretty good training series, huh? Should we come up with that? You go ahead and let me know if you want me to research and find that out and create something for you on that front. Because that's going to be a problem that you're going to be occurring. You're like, I wish I did. Bring them on. So that is number 3, okay? That's number 3 is to, I totally forgot what my tip number 3 is. So I'm going to dive a little bit more deeper into tip number 1 there, sift and sorting. And I'm going to get a little ranty here with sift and sorting. So I want you, okay, I'm going to tell you a quick little story. This is what began to ruin it for me in the personal training world when I first became privy to this world of sales and selling. And I was like, oh, up to then I had dreams and aspirations. Hold on, let's take a quick little break. And I got to take a swig of water. And after this message, we'll be right back. And we're back. God bless you, Mom Ware. I'm so proud of you. Just so thankful you're on this planet, that you're being brave. You're not being scared like I was. But to tell you the story here about when I first realized I had a problem. I had a really big problem. So there I was training to become a personal trainer, graduating college with my degree in it. Also my degree in psychology. It was pretty awesome. I enjoyed psychology way much more. More on that later. And I was getting certified. I was getting the best certification on the planet. It was super expensive. It was super tough. ACSM. And but it was totally worth it because all I wanted to ever do was be a personal trainer. That was my dream, be a personal trainer. Because then I can help impact lives, and my life can be all around health and fitness. And not only am I getting healthy, but I'm impacting my community. That was before I had aspirations for the world. Before it was just like, I just want to help a few people. I always felt that fire in me, that fire to help people. And so anyways, technical side, very, very good at. How to do this exercise, how to do that exercise, how the exercises to do to lose weight, the foods to eat, the nutrition side. I even today I've been in this world for a little over 10 years, this health and fitness side, since I went on a weight loss journey on my own. And to this day, I'm still don't know enough, just the technical side. And so thinking like the more I know about how to lose weight, the more I know about how to make muscles, the more I know about proteins and amino acids and workouts and correct structuring of periodizations, sets and reps and all that stuff, the more clients that I could attract. Like the clients would be so impressed with my knowledge. They'd be like, "Oh, here's my money. Take it. Tell me your ways. I want to know what you know. I want to be as good at this stuff as you are." And it wasn't until I went through my internship at the gym that I was hoping to get hired on as a personal trainer at, that we went through an internship, and it was like halfway through it, we had a sales talk by our owner, who was an awesome salesperson. And he basically sits us down and says, all the benefits of somebody that is working out, eating right, and getting their health back and losing weight, all the benefits of it. Go ahead, write them all down. Shout them out. And we're all shouting out things like, yeah, we feel better. Yeah, clothes feel better. Yeah. And he was like getting us thinking about the benefit of the benefit. Okay, so why would somebody want to have clothes feeling better? And this is a quick little sales lesson for you, okay, in your selling. Well, I'll get to diving deep what this has to do with sifting and sorting here in just a second. So there we were, and we're nailing, launching out our responses, and filled up the whole thing. Like we were better parents, they were better workers, they made more money. And he's like, wow, so is there a downside to somebody being in great health? Is there a downside? Like somebody's like, oh, I wish I didn't have this great health. And no, there wasn't a single one. And he's like, wow, we are in the greatest profession ever. We sell something that everybody needs. This is kind of the mistake that he was making. True, yes, we're human. We want to be in good health. Selling something that everybody needs, that just a page load of benefits, and then there's no downside. There's no downside. So then he kind of I forget where he went from there, but what it did is it opened my world up. After that, it was like a whole entire world was opened up. It was just like, oh my gosh, this entire time. Up to that point, I was training. So it took me about 2 more years. Yeah, it was close to 3 years since I made the decision that I want to be a personal trainer. I had to I went back to college. I basically dropped out of college, and then to kind of go find myself or something like that. We'll tell you that story some other time. I'll tell you my origins of just becoming a personal trainer. I'll tell you that some other time. It's an awesome story. It's awesome. No illegal stuff going on like before my origins of how I met you. They're all super illegal. Nothing going on here like that. Except I was doing something super illegal. I was letting my fear win. That was like, it's even more illegal than stealing, to be honest with you. I was letting the fear win, and because I was actually stealing from you, Misfit Mom. I was letting the fear win. I was stifling my own greatness, my own impact on the world. I was hoarding my gifts and skills. I wasn't even using them to benefit myself. That's the thing. I was just like, I couldn't even say I was selfish. I was whatever's below selfish. That's what I was, and I was stealing from you. These lessons that you learned so far, that you're going to continue to learn, these secrets that are going to up-level your life, it's going to up-level, and then you're in turn going to impact your kids' life and your friend's life and your husband's life and your spouse's life, and your kids are going to have some kids. Like, that's on me. That's on me. That is a greater sin. That was a greater crime than what I was doing there. So anyways, it opened up my whole world all about selling. I'm like, oh my gosh, people don't care how much I know. I think he said in that our little meeting there that just rocked my world. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to get good at selling. I got to learn how to sell. I gotta like learn how to I'm going to be in a presentation where somebody's going to be wanting this package, going to be wanting to buy this personal training package, going to want to hire me. I got to learn how to sell. And so I went to the library, and instead of like books about how to lose weight, books about making muscles, and books about nutrition and carbs and fats and magazines, instead those magazine racks, they're like the 6 moves to get a flat abs. Like I was pouring in those like 24/7. It was awesome. And to this day, I still do that to this day. And there wasn't one magazine that opened up about selling. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to get good at the selling part. So I went to the library. I rented a couple books. I rented one book about selling. I got about halfway through it. I got to my first sales presentation. And actually, my first couple times, I actually did pretty good. But then somewhere, like, my fear of rejection just came bottling up. Like, at first it was just straight enthusiasm and optimism was fueled me for the first couple presentations. I actually closed a couple clients right then and there. But I was scared every step of the way. And then something just happened where I think I, got rejected a couple times, and then it was like, and then it's like had bad, and then it just kind of ruined me from there. Everything having to do with sales. I didn't even try to get better at sales. I just tried to avoid it. Try to still be a personal trainer. Just try to work around my fear of selling, my fear of rejection, my fear of getting the sale, and that's that was pretty horrible on my part. I opened up one sales book, and that was it. So it was, I forget what this has to do with sifting and sorting. But that's kind of my story where I knew there was this huge world of selling going on that I had to get good at the selling part. Like, it wasn't just enough. Nobody cared about my skills as a trainer. All they cared about was, how can I show them? How can I tell them? How can I convince them? How can I persuade them? How can I put it in a certain way, that way they understand that they need this, and I'm their solution to getting it. And I just kind of went from there. So your job, so in the club there, we had no idea about sifting and sorting. We just said, be good at sales. Yeah, you should probably get good at sales. And then, so what first ruined me was our manager, our owner guy. He said, you need an 80% closing rate. You're going to need 80%. If you don't have an 80% closing rate, you suck as a trainer, And there's better ways to go about it, I guess. But 8% to cold prospects is extremely unrealistic. Extremely. For instance, he got a super hard on for Juice Plus before long. Helped his kid's life, basically saved his kid's life. So he had a huge boner towards Juice Plus. So he got all his trainers on Juice Plus, like basically signed them all up as distributors. And that just made my fear of selling even worse. And Juice Plus, when we were learning how to sell Juice Plus, they were saying, on average, you're going to close about 10% of people. If you do things right, if you're doing stuff regularly, 10% of people. And again, they were doing things super wrong. Because again, they're just talking about just basically a cold person, a cold prospect. A random stranger, you're going to close them 10%. If they watch that presentation that you just put them through, 1 out of 10 people are going to say yes. And so I'm like, Jesus, 10% on something that's amazing, and something that's like pretty cheap, like Juice Plus back then. I think it's like $45 a month now. Back then it was like $35, $40, somewhere in there. And immediately day one, I was getting like, it's too much, I can't afford it. It's too much, I can't afford it. And here you're selling personal training, which is like a couple $100 a month at the low end, plus on top of their regular gym membership. And he's expecting 80%. Wow. And that's when they're given like how it worked was, you give them a free session, and then you sign them up for another free session. Basically it was like one free session to give them a workout to warm them up, and then I think a second free session. And the second free session was a big scam because that was just the presentation of it. This is why you need it. Hey, how'd you feel from that last workout? This is just a big old crock of poop. Is it okay if I swear? I said boner early. Does that count as a swear word? So I don't know if I'm allowed to swear anymore. So anyways, 80% was ridiculous. I expect, here's the thing. Here's the kicker part of it. When you're following the program that I'm walking you through, when you're actually going to take the order, you should be closing above 80% because at that point, closing is a mere triviality. Price is a mere triviality. The person that is using up your valuable, super valuable time, I don't want you to talk to the person unless your best guess estimate, like, yeah, this is probably going to be above 80%. Like your closing, your quote unquote presentation should be just like basically like almost like you're an order taker. Like you are just there to finalize some questions, just to almost like okay a couple things. I want you more of an order taker, to be honest with you. With the way things can work nowadays, this wouldn't have worked. Why they still teach this crap in MLM is because that's the way it worked in 1980s, 1970s, because they didn't have technology. They didn't have the internet. They weren't able to go pick up their phone and record a Facebook Live video saying, hey, here's 3 tips that helps you lose weight today. And then somebody watches that and they're like, okay, goodbye. Imagine like you're watching a commercial on television. And you're watching a commercial and there's a commercial for Dove. Let's say Dove soap. And they tell you, hey, there is 10,000 bacteria going on around, and avoid these 3 ingredients. And they didn't even say nothing about Dove. There's no mention about Dove. There's no mention about buy my soap. You got to buy my soap. It's so good soap. You really need the soap. You're going to die without the soap. Instead, they're like, hey, here's 3 things that where your bacteria is really prevalent. So just do a good job of spraying off, like the door handle, the toilet knobbers, and your refrigerator door. Just go ahead and make sure to clean those. But goodbye. Somebody's watching that in a commercial, like, you know, assuming that they're even watching a commercial, because most people aren't even watching television. Live television, that's another big fallacy. If you are thinking about taking out a television ad, big ripoff. Too much. We'll talk about that later. Okay? So your job is sifting and sorting. And it's because you know that you have a solution to somebody that has this particular problem. And they know that you are their best case scenario towards eliminating this problem, towards doing this. And up to that point when they're actually sitting down in front of you. It's like they're going through your sales funnel. They're going through your pipeline. They're going through whatever. And by the time, I don't want you talking to somebody, 50% closing. Even if you had a 50% closing rate, that'd be really good. This 10% crap is only for like a random flickum stranger that you're trying to sift and that you're trying to like ram your presentation down their throat. Even then, they'll probably be like, yeah, even then, that's not bad rates, 1 out of 10. But as far as your product, like if you're with what you can set up with websites, with your Facebook Messenger, people can take and order stuff on their own. Have you heard of Amazon? That little thing you bought last week from Amazon, did you need to have a rep, that person's rep, beating down your door, ramming their sales message down your throat, pitch raping you to get that? No. So why are we still doing that in network marketing? Because everybody's no longer abiding by rule number 1 here. Sift and sort. And you sift and sort based on what you determine. You decided who your best prospect is. You decided who you want to work best with. You decided. This is about you, Misfit Mom. You're the hero in this story. This world revolves around you. Your world revolves around you. It's who you want to work with. It's who you want to buy your product. It's who you want to have on your product to support your company, to support your business, okay? So I got a little ranty there. Thank you so much for applying this. Quick little recap of those 3 rules. Number 1, sift and sort. Number 2, use those third-party tools. Number 3, be really hot and sexy. Oh, I don't think I ever finished that for you. Being attractive. Hot and sexy, being attractive. You're not coming across as desperate. You're not coming across as, you're not attached to the outcome. You got people that doubt you. They're like, I don't think this is going to work for me. What you go prove them wrong. And then you let them come to you. Okay? Up to a point with my amazing, beautiful wife, I talk amazing stuff about her. And she supports me every step of the way. But for about 1.5 years, I was telling her stuff like, yeah, I'm going to be rich. We're going to make the money. This is going to be successful. And then I would jump to the next shiny object. And then jump to the next shiny object. And so by a year later, she's like, kind of like, oh, okay. And then she had a comment the other day. She made one time like, don't be. It basically said, I basically had to tell her, I'm like, hey, I've been talking for a while. I'm just gonna have to prove it to you. I'm done talking. You're gonna be seeing it when you see it. And that's how that went. So it's just like, and let the people come to you. When they see you being successful, and they see you being hot and sexy, and they're like, oh, I want it over there. It's like going to the restaurant that's busy. You want to eat at that restaurant. Tons of people are there versus the one that's empty. No chairs. Sorry, empty chairs. Lots of empty spaces. Come on in. And then you come across as needy, as desperate. Just called like being hot and sexy and confident. Just like, dude, I don't need this sale. I don't need you. I don't care if you buy or not. Oh, that's so hot. You get to the end of the presentation, you're like, so there it is. You can buy if you want. I don't really care. Versus come across as, please, you gotta buy this. I gotta make rent this month. I gotta move up the next rank. I got my manager, my upline breathing down my neck. He's whip cracking me, and I got my kids at home. That might work for like 1 out of 100 person that just feels super sorry for you. All right, here you go. And then they're going to quit their auto ship 2 months later. Please. And then you got yourself a failed relationship. Versus like, so there it is. You see that's good for you, right? Yeah. And you believe that I can be the one to help take you there, right? Yeah. And you trust me, right? And you've taken my free stuff already and you got results? And you're like, yeah. Well, that's my free stuff. What do you think the paid stuff is going to be like? Do you want the easier route or the more difficult route? Well, I want the easier route. Well, there you go. There's your order form. Here's how much it is. Which package do you want? Which one do you want? That's going to help take you there. This one's going to take you there in a month. This one's going to take you there in 2 months. Which one do you want to get your losing weight, to get your 50 pounds down, to get your eczema taken care of, to get your brain fog eliminated? Which route do you want? And, to be honest with you, I don't really care which one you do. This is about you. I'm going to be fine. I'm not going to lose any sleep tonight. You buy. I'm not going to go out and I don't have a yacht that I'm going to go buy. I don't have a mansion I'm going to go buy. Nothing in my life is going to change when you buy. This is about you. I already lost my 30 pounds. This is about your 30 pounds and your path of how you're going to get there. Let me make one thing clear to you right now. This is like you. This is you, Misfit, like sitting down with your prospect. Let me make one thing real cool right now. And the coolest part, Misfit, this even process right here doesn't even have to happen face-to-face. Have you heard of the internet? Have you heard of webinars? Have you heard of online seminars? Have you heard of a sales letter? You can just record a sales video, what I'm doing right now, and if you're talking to a person to person, it should be higher to 80%, especially if they filled out an application form to even get you in on your alone time, to get you on your personal time. Otherwise, you just direct them to a webinar that you record, and you just follow up and say, all right, where do you want it? And you don't even got to follow up. A lot of times, webinars, if your webinar is pretty good, it'll convert really high. But that's we can get pretty technical there as well. Wow, this is a really meaty episode. Oh, so long story short, you just got to tell them, dude, I don't care if you buy or not. You don't have to tell them that, but your body language, your tonality of your voice, how you're sitting with them, well, if you bought it, it'd be really cool, and it'd be really awesome if you buy, and, you'd be really awesome, and you'd be making my day, make me so happy. No, just say, here's your options. I don't care if you buy or not. I'm going to go on being happy. If you don't buy, it's going to be a no today, and we're probably going to get a yes in a couple weeks because you need this. Or there's another prospect right next to the pipeline that you lined up. As long as you're not attached to the outcome, and just sitting in that sales presentation part, and you felt that fear before sitting down, and you felt that fear, but you did it anyways, and you kicked that fear in the balls, you just won already. Who cares if they say yes or no? Who cares? You won. You crushed that fear, and who knows what's that going to unlock for you. It's going to unlock so much awesomeness for you that you can't even fathom the life that's in store for you when that fear is kicked in the balls. Oh, it's so awesome. So that was the quick little recap. And, just not come across as needy and desperate. Oh, that just turns a person off so much. Oh, and dating and everything. Man, I was that needy, desperate guy. That's what contributed to my very first ever breakup. I was needy and desperate. I was hanging on her every word. I wasn't happy without her, and I was like, I just wait on her hand and foot. I'm like, here, let me do this for you. Let me do that for you. Please love me. Please love me. And I was just so big old wuss pushover. And it just didn't thrill her at all. Didn't excite her at all. Didn't get her going. Didn't just like, this guy's too easy. I wasn't attractive to her. Why do you think guys and girls play hard to get in the beginning? That's non-needy. It's non-desperate. So there you go. There's your top 3. Practice them. Prepare for them. Sift and sort. Go to freeabmcourse.com. I'll just kind of show you how to do all that. And number 2, yeah, you got them all. I'll let you go. Hey, you go on with the greatness that you are. You keep changing those lives. You keep kicking that fear in the balls, Mom. Keep going at the greatness, with the beautifulness, with the unstoppableness, with the courage that you are. Remember, if a would-be felon that was scared of everything can do this, you can do this. I hurt your face. I hurt your soul. I love you so much, Mom. We'll see you next time. Mwah. Hey, Mom. So do you believe in your product or service? Do you think it really helps people? And are you looking for direction as far as where to go to get your product into more people, to get your opportunity to more people? But apart from talking to your friends and family and aka your connections, maybe burnt them out already, maybe approached them already, and you don't know what to do beyond just blasting messages on Facebook, and you want to build a business around this MLM product of yours, but you don't know what to do? Great. You're in the right place. We're going to help you. Go to misfitmomwarrior.com/Katniss, and I'll show you how to become a badass recruiter and seller of your product in 5 days. There I teach you the 5 essentials of what it means to be an attraction-based marketer, ABM. And like it or not, MLM is dying. ABM is on the rise. Nobody listens to what MLM is. It's all ABM these days. So head on over there, and we'll see you there. Mwah! Thank you for being great and awesome and wonderful, and keep helping change those lives that you are.